Today on the channel, we're back at it with another NECA Ultimate, and this time from the Munsters, we got Grandpa Munster.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Ultimate unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Grandpa Munster from the Munsters line. But of course, for all your Munsters needs, better hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15%. Got to get a deal out there. And that's exactly what I did, is Jay's just got this in today as I'm filming this. I had to sprint over there. Okay, I ran. I didn't sprint quite, but I ran a nice brisk jog, Todd McFarlane. But I headed right over there to pick this one up, as I'm all in on the Munsters. Now, the Munsters started in the 60s. I want to say like 64 or so. Funny trivia note for those out there, and you too, Todd McFarlane. The Munsters and the Addams Family, a lot of people say, which one came first? Who copied the other? And they're different shows. Come on, let's be honest here. But they both started at the same time in 1964. I think it was like within like a week or 2 weeks of each other. So that's a wild fact out there. Use that in your bank. Use that if you're ever on a Jeopardy or something like that. Who knows? But I always liked the Munsters. As a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, it was all about reruns. And you know the Addams Family and the Munsters were on reruns all the time. And it always felt like there was more Munsters episodes than there actually were. I always felt like there was hundreds and hundreds of episodes in a movie, of course. Not necessarily the case, but very fondly remembered. Still to this day, obviously, with NECA putting figures out here. And man, oh man, Grandpa Munster, that's a good start, but get me Herman. I need Herman Munster. As of right now, those are the only two we know we're getting, but are we going to get Eddie? We're going to get Lily? We're going to get the whole gang? Marilyn? Are we going to get Marilyn? Be interested to see. I would like to get the core family. That'd be pretty nice. But as of right now, Grandpa and Herman are where they're going. We'll see how that goes, and we'll get Herman when that time comes. So we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And Grandpa Munster, a favorite, obviously, from the show. Everybody loved old Grandpa Al Lewis. I think he even ran for, like, the mayor of New York once upon a time. And I remember being on Howard Stern when I was a little kid, too. So he was a guy that got around, and he lived the gimmick till the end. He would go to appearances and things, dressed up, of course, as Grandpa Munster. And, you know, sometimes you get those roles of a lifetime, and sometimes you do a bunch of different roles. And there's good and bad about both of those, too. If you get, typecast as your Grandpa Munster for the rest of your life, you got to make the most of it at the end of the day. And I think Al Lewis did do that pretty good. There's old Grandpa Al right there, looking only like a Munster could look. Somebody's going to tell him to go home, maybe. Who knows? But this isn't the first Munster line. I should mention that. A year ago, 2 years ago, what is time, Todd McFarlane? You got the date? You're going to look it up? All right, Todd's going to look it up over there. But we did once upon a time get the Rob Zombie Munster figures on the channel, and we unboxed those with dear old dad. My dad was there for those unboxings. Obviously not here for this one here, but go back, check those other Munster videos out with my dad. We talk a little bit about the old school Munsters series. Anyways, enough jibber jabber. Nice painting right here of old Grandpa Al. Munsters on the side. There he is, glamour shot. Same thing over here. Cool heads with this one. I love the heads on here, looking very, very nice. On the back, how cool is that? And then the usual NECA style flap opens up. Look at that. We're off to the old Munster races right here. Very excited to dive into this one. It'll be interesting to see how well these sell, because I don't know. I'm about the last generation that probably enjoyed the Munsters. There's always going to be a one or two out there that enjoy it, but not everybody will. There's that iconic staircase right there. How about that? We're here for that. See you later, Shuffle. Goodbye. And uh-oh, we got twist ties. We got cape. We got a lot going on, but there he is in the old plastic prison. We get multiple heads for him, multiple hands. You get a shovel. Got to have that. And we got some laboratory stuff. So I'm going to take it offline, get him out of the package. We'll be back talking all things Grandpa Munster. All right, we got Grandpa Munster out of the package. Let's dive in. Let's start with the accessories, and let's start with the hands. How about? So we get 2 gripping hands. Got to have the gripping hands for some of these accessories. We know how that goes. 2 splayed out, dare I say, jazz hands out of the package. 2 fists to Grandpa Fury when the chips are down and Herman's out of line. He's going to use some fists on him. And then we do get the smoking hand. I think that's what this is for, and I guess we'll go to that. We do get Grandpa's cigar. I don't know if that'd be too PC in this day and age, but you can put that in his hands right here in between the fingers. So you can have him puffing away on a cigar if you want to. And wasn't Grandpa Al Lewis like very pro marijuana at the end, or was I dreaming that? I don't know. He was in some crazy movies too, like some really crazy stuff, like exploitation movies or something once upon a time. If I'm not mistaken, but old Grandpa Al, just a Renaissance man across the board. Now he does come with the shovel, and I could be thinking wrong. I've unboxed a lot of figures, probably about 10,000 figures since I unboxed that one. But didn't the first one with the Rob Zombie Grandpa Munster come with the shovel too, or am I dreaming that? But we do get the shovel right here, ready to bury a body or unbury a body if he needs to. So we get the shovel, a panhead shovel right here on the end. Old-timey shovel is what that is. Now, of course, Grandpa always down there working on his science experiments. He's basically a science vampire is what he was, and that's what he's got. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. You got some red potion here in a beaker. I think we've had these before. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think it's getting the most out of our NECA moles is what we're doing. I don't know if we've had it in red, though. We do get a little of that famous love potion. Not love potion number 9, just straight up love potion here, and that's what you got to use sometimes. When you're a guy like Grandpa and you're trying to find love, you might have to get a little love potion. You know, I just put on a little cologne and they just flock to me. That's pro tip, guys, pro tip. And then we do get this little stand here with another little beaker. I don't know, another science experiment. Ready to go afoul, of course, for Grandpa Munster. Then we're talking cape season. 'Tis the season, not just for Lando anymore. We do get the hard plastic collar here. Welcome into Club Grayskull with that, as we know. Soft goods, red on the inside, black on the outside. Almost like garbage bag style, almost like that, I guess we could say. But nice to get a cape. And are you a real vampire if you're not wearing a cape? I think not. So cool to get that. Plugs right around there. But now we're going to dive into the head sculpts here for Grandpa Munster. And this is the selling point of all three. Obviously, it should be. But man, oh man, did they get Al Lewis's likeness just down pat. Got the side eye here like a young Todd McFarlane is what we got going on over here. Some sweet side eye out of the package. Got the blue face, which is always dangerous to wear blue face. It's not as dangerous as black face, but blue face is right up there, Todd McFarlane. People accuse you of being a Smurf, and you don't want that. But he's got that blue face going on. Got the gray on the side, slick back black hair. Got the old widow's peak right there as well in the hair department. Little sly, devilish smile there in the side eye. Looks really, really good. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Second head, we're getting expressive. You can just hear Grandpa Al, of course, Grandpa Munster. You can hear his laughter with this one. And quite the part down the middle of the hair on this. I should mention that. That's a pro move in the part department. But he's got his eyes closed, just laughing and heckling. Him and Herman just up to something, I'm sure. And then last but not least, you get a little bit more angry head. Of course, no fangs on one Grandpa Munster, as we know back in 64. But looking very good. I love the big whimsical eyebrows as well. Just 3 all-timer head sculpts here. Going to be very difficult to choose which one to use. Part of me, it's weird, is, you know, we get all these extra heads, be it wrestling figures, Super 7 Ultimates, whatever. 99% of the time, I think I always end up going with the head right out of the package. But some of these expressive ones look really good, but sometimes you don't want to be too expressive in your displays. Maybe that's just me. You like what you like, you don't what you don't. Choose your own action figure display adventure. But now, we're diving into old Grandpa Munster here, and at first, I thought maybe this was reuse of like the Bela Lugosi mold, and I'm going to grab out that other Grandpa Munster here in a second, and maybe that was some reuse from that one, I'm not sure. But he does got his medallion here. Once again, if you're a vampire, you better have a cape, and you better have a medallion around your neck. Got one of those there, Bela Lugosi style. Got some black gloves on, I should mention, black gloves across the board. Got like a tuxedo there, looking very nice. Got another collar here. We got collar on the cape, collar on the jacket. He's all collared out, ready to go. Black pants going there, black boots. Just your stereotypical vampire of the 64 era, I would say. I think that's a fair assessment there. Articulation, arm's going to go all the way around for us. Double jointed? No, single jointed elbows on this one. We do get the side to side, though. You can do the you can't see me if you want to. Hands removable back far side to side. Head removable back far side to side. Not really a whole lot of up and down. Not much for waist articulation. We do get a little bit of grandpa split. And if you are a grandpa, or you know a grandpa, or you have a grandpa, that's pretty good for a grandpa splits, I would say. Leg goes up a little bit there. The diaper kind of moves with it. Single jointed knees. So we're getting a little out of date articulation. Single jointed side to side, and then ankles back and forth, side to side as well. I don't know. For a Grandpa Munster, though, I'm good with that amount of articulation, I think. And he does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand using code Kyle to save 10%. Got those flaps on the back like a young penguin here. Quite the outfit, quite the suit. Should we throw it on him? Should we throw on the cape? All right, we got the cape on old Grandpa. Grandpa Munster, the start of the Munster series here. Herman is next up. Can we get everything? Can we get the Dragula? Can we get Marilyn, Lily, Eddie Munster? Hopefully that happens. We'll see what happens there. And then we got Grandpa Munster Once Upon a Time, and it does kind of feel like we got Reuse Central here. You know, very similar at least. Maybe a little bit different. A little bit different in the boots. Obviously the heads are going to be different. I guess this is different. Would have been very easy just to redo this and just repaint it and put some different heads on. They could have done that, but there is differences between that. So I appreciate that. And never in a million years did I think I'd have 2 Grandpa Munsters in my collection. Now, I'm a Munsters fan, Tommy Farland, but I don't know if I'm that big of a Munster fan, especially the Rob Zombie movie. And Rob Zombie, Devil's Rejects, gun to my head, could be my favorite movie of all time. So really disappointed that Munsters movie. Worth watching once, though. I'll say you got to watch it once. I would never watch it again, but I'm glad I watched it once, like I am with most movies. But it doesn't hold up like of other things. It's not like a Fulci movie that you can just watch over and over and over. But the Munsters, it was worth a watch. And the TV series, maybe a little bit hard to swallow in this day and age here in 2026 eyes. But 80s, 90s Kyle, and I assume 60s, 70s Kyle would have enjoyed the Munsters. And it's okay. It's like comfort food. It's a quick 22 minutes, 24 minutes, whatever it is. Zip in, zip out. A little nostalgia every once in a while doesn't hurt. A little in and out game's always fun. You guys know that. But Grandpa, a good start here. Can't wait to get Herman, and we'll see where it goes from there. Hopefully somewhere. Hopefully not just 2 and done. But I could see that happening. So we'll see. We'll stay tuned. But what's your thoughts? You picking up Grandpa Al Lewis? Grandpa Munster? Do you need this in your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. And then some. 4 videos every day, Todd McFarland, between 2 YouTube channels. There's enough to keep you busy. Make sure you thumbs up all the videos. Make sure you subscribe to both my YouTube channels. Check out social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available where podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. And check out Patreon YouTube channel memberships to support the channel and for even more content. So for Grandpa Munster, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?